have an episode on this channel that walks through a server compromise in phases. Scan, check, clear the competition, install. It is accurate, and it is how almost everyone describes an intrusion. This episode is about something that troubled me when I went back to the raw logs of a single week. The phases are real. The single attacker performing them is not. Every stage came from different sessions, and those sessions have nothing in common with each other. Here is the week we are working from. 27,416 sessions reached the machine. 253 of them typed anything at all. Between those 253, there were 294 commands in total. We have covered the silent majority before, the ones that confirm a password and disconnect. This is about the small group that stayed and did something, and about what each of them chose to do. Start by asking how much work a single session actually does. Group the commands by the session that sent them, and count. 247 sessions ran exactly one command. One session ran 2. 5 sessions ran 9, and those 9 are a special case we will come back to another time. That is the whole distribution. There is no long tail of busy sessions, no operator working through a checklist. The overwhelming shape of activity here is a connection that does one thing and closes. Now look at the 3 kinds of work, starting with the one that gathers information. 15 sessions pasted the same script. It collects 9 facts about the machine before anything else happens. The kernel, the architecture, the processor model, the core count, how long the box has been up, who logged in last. And one field the attacker's own code names for the graphics card, filled by listing the hardware and filtering for display adapters. Hardware decides what is worth installing. A machine with a real card earns more running a miner than sitting in a botnet. So this session measures, reports, and leaves. The second kind of work brings a file in. 7 sessions wrote a private key to disk and used it to authenticate to an account on the attacker's own server, then copied the payload down over an encrypted channel. We have removed the key material and masked the host. Notice the order of preference. The ordinary web download is present, but it is the fallback. The plan was the file copy because most outbound filtering is written around web traffic, and a copy over an allowed protocol does not look like a download at all. The third kind of work sends something out again. 5 sessions dropped a binary into a directory named after a 19-digit random number, called that binary after the SSH daemon, and started it in the background. 3 of those 5 handed it a list of 51 addresses on the command line. The name is the camouflage, because every machine runs a real one, and the eye skips over a familiar process. The target list travels with the process. This machine was never the destination. It was the next hop, so we have a survey, a delivery, and a spread. Told in that order, it sounds like one intrusion. Here is the test. Each of those 3 groups is a list of session identifiers, sorted. Compare them pairwise and ask how many appear in both. 0, 0 again, and 0. Not one session in this week did 2 of these 3 things. Then compare where they came from at the level of the network rather than the address. The surveyors come from 4 networks, the delivery from 1, the spreaders from 5 others. No network appears twice. This changes what you are actually looking at when something shows up in a log. You're not watching an intruder work through a plan. You're watching one specialized job arrive, run once, and leave from infrastructure that has no other role. The phases in that earlier episode are real as a description of what happens to a machine over time. They are not a description of a person. And that matters for detection, because a rule that waits for a sequence, login then reconnaissance then payload, is waiting for something that may never occur inside one session or one address. 3 things follow from this. First, correlate across sessions and across time, not within a session, because a session is one step. Second, log what runs after a login, not only who logged in, since the identity of the account tells you nothing about which of the 3 jobs arrived. Third, treat the outbound side as seriously as the inbound side, because on this machine, an entire category of activity was the box being used to reach somebody else. The interesting question was never how they got in. It was what each visitor had been sent to do.